taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey Sooner Nation, I'm Sydney Sanders with OU Softball. As a proud sponsor of OU Athletics, William and Lauren outfits us in custom suits that boost our confidence both on and off the field. Their perfectly tailored clothing ensures every Sooner stands out in comfort and style at prices that make luxury accessible. Visit William and Lauren in Oklahoma City or online at williamandlauren.com. Dress like a champion and make your style as legendary as OU Softball.
We're ready to go. Oklahoma and Marshall in Game 1 of the Omni Classic. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. We hope you'll enjoy today's broadcast, viewing on ESPN Plus, listening on the Sooner Radio Network. We hope you'll enjoy it as much as we'll enjoy bringing it to you. Bella Smith's first pitch. Brooklyn Ulrich is a little bit up, ball one. 1:46 first pitch time. Exactly, Destiny, as they promised us. Thankfully. 1-0. She tried to check her swing and tipped it right into the mid of Emmerling for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthracite uniforms for the Sooners today. It's a crimson Oklahoma across their chest with a white outline, crimson socks. Boy, Bella Smith left that a little up. Black, too, she took a little off.
Yeah. That was a good mix of speeds there.
White with green pinstripes. Green numbers for the Thundering Herd. The 2-1. Hit well to center field. Backing up on it, though, is Dayton. She'll make the catch. And that's how we'll start on a Friday in Norman. 1:47 start Central Time. Your thoughts on this as a game time on a Friday?
Yeah, it's a little unique.
I like it.
I do. I like it. I like the 4:45 too. I like that it's early enough in the day. But
here's Diamond Leslie. She turns on one, skies it down the left field line. Racing out is Garcia, fighting the wind and makes the play, and quickly there's 2 away.
I feel like a 1:45 game on a Saturday would be kind of nice too.
Be nice, yeah. Especially now.
Yeah.
Now, when we start getting towards June, if
don't
Mother Nature decides to change her mind again, I think we're fine.
We'll sit those ones out.
2 away for Riley Lucas. The right-handed hitting senior, pardon me, left-handed hitting senior third baseman lines it over the head of Parker. Parker plays it off the wall. They might have a shot at her at second, but the throw is wide. And Riley Lucas rocks one over the head of Parker in right field. Obviously, Ella Parker, inexperienced out there. I don't know if it would have mattered. That was more positioning, right?
Yeah, I think that was a really hard hit. But I still want to see Ella Parker's first steps go back. If that ball's at your head or above, you've got to take that first step back. I've seen her on a few different plays over the last couple of weeks. Just her first step is coming in, and that's really hurting her.
Man, Marshall's being aggressive. First pitch swinging is fouled off for Tia Titi. Freshman at 381 on the season. This is her 7th start, playing in her 10th game during her freshman year. 444 average on the season. That misses up high, 0-1.
It's a good crowd for a 1:45 game on a Friday.
I'm not going to lie. I'm impressed. The 1-1 is up high. And I shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be that this is impressive. This is the norm now, you know.
It is. Just
everyone that's working right now, hearing us sit and talk about how fun a Friday matinee is really mad at us. Here's the 2-1. Hopefully you guys can get out here either later this afternoon or this weekend. Wow, that didn't look like it missed by much. Tap of the chest by Tia as she digs back in. Runner at second is Riley Lucas. The pitch grounded back up the middle, past to diving Garcia into center field. Oh, they're going to try to score. The throw is offline, and again, the Sooners fall behind early on a 2-out rally from Marshall. That's a pretty clutch piece of hitting right there by Tia Titi.
It's a really good place ball. Just it's all you have to do to score that runner from second. What I would have liked to see from Dayton is making sure that that throws in reach of your cutoff. I feel like there was not enough communication on that. Emmerling received the ball and went for the tag, and she was safe, completely safe. So I would have liked to see that get cut and potentially keep her from stretching a double on that.
Abby Darnley will dig in. Junior catcher out of Eleanor, West Virginia. Spin of the ball into the glove from Smith. This is, unfortunately, the last couple of games for OU been the norm. First pitch is up high to Darnley. Darnley's average this season is at .345. Does have a home run. Both of the hits, both the base hits were hard hit balls too.
Yeah,
so
legit hits.
It wasn't anything too fluky at all. 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0.
With Bella Smith, we're going to see a lot of drop balls, some rise balls. She kind of ranges in the mid-60s, and she can throw in a mixed changeup. So lots of changes here, I think, to keep this offense kind of off balance and eyes kind of all over the place. They're going to be looking up, down, and for off speed.
Transferred in from Campbell. Her freshman year, Bella Smith spent at James Madison. She was on the team that beat Oklahoma in the first game of the World Series. Redshirted, transferred to Campbell, and now she's here. The 2-0. 2-1. Thanks for joining us, by the way, for the newly expanded Sooner pregame show presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. I'm learning to manage that a little bit better. I mean, you're like, gosh, 30 minutes, that's a lot.
No, you're the GOAT. You can do anything.
We got it. 2-1, bounced slowly towards short. Garcia's got to be quick, and she is. Quick and smooth, but the damage is done again. Team scores first on Oklahoma, and as you might imagine, Tia Titi is fired up coming off the field. Oklahoma heads to the plate trailing 1-0. You're listening to Sooner Softball in the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel Classic from Learfield. We're presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And an exciting weekend as today's game sponsor is the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Because today is game 2, technically. We had one earlier today. Marshall beat Kansas. The Omni Oklahoma City Hotel Classic. First pitch to Agbayani is a little bit low and away. Ball 1. Not the start you wanted for Oklahoma in the circle or out in the field. 2 quick outs before Riley Lucas ripped the first pitch she saw off the right field wall. Well, maybe just short of it. Agbayani takes the 1-0, ball 2. If that's going to be a ball today, Oklahoma should be in pretty good shape. That was kind of all over the map this weekend. Whether that pitch was a ball or a strike. Ball 3. See, that was probably called a strike on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that to be mean, okay? I'm just stating a fact. You can go back and look. Agbayani hitting .289 this year. 11 runs batted in. And as she takes ball 4, Ella Parker will come to the plate. And that on-base percentage, which was at .429, Destiny, will go up a bit. And the Sooners have a true threat to snag a bag here. Agbayani 6 for 8 on stolen base opportunities.
I mean, she did her job. You've got to find your way on base as a leadoff. You got to set the tone, get some momentum going, whatever it takes.
Emily Cole, the righty, brings home the first pitch to Ella Parker. Agbayani takes a strike there. We used to have the miles per hour on the scoreboard. I haven't seen it this year.
Yeah.
But I am curious to see what this looks like on the gun right now. Here's the 0-1 to Parker. Now there's that pitch called a strike. We're off to a banner start this weekend, Blue. No balls and 2 strikes with Agbayani at first. Sooners down 1-0. There's a ball. Emily Cole out of Vanceburg, Kentucky, a sophomore. 8 appearances as a freshman at Marshall last year. Collegiate debut came against DJ Gasso and the Arkansas Razorbacks last year. The 1-2 is swung on and drilled deep to center field. Right there to make the play up against the wall is the center fielder, Keisha Parks, and there's one away, all the way back to first when is Ailana Agbayani. After Parker drills one. Any factor by the wind on that, or?
I think it kind of held up. I mean, off the bat, that had enough speed to get out. I don't know that it completely held it up, but I mean, that was a shot off the bat.
You can call me a homer in our third inning shoutouts if you would like. Here's Sid Sanders. Agbayani is off to the races at second, and she'll steal bag number 7 easily on the season, and the Sooners put a runner in scoring position with 1 away, down a run. Only the 3rd appearance, interestingly enough, for Cole this year, and both appearances previously against Clemson. She had Sanders fooled there, but it's fouled off the netting in front of the Marshall opposing team's dugout. She made her season debut. Did Cole against Clemson on February 22nd, only lasted 2/3 of an inning. Marshall lost that game 8-3. 2 innings and deuces were wild in an 8-zip loss to Clemson on February 23rd. 0-2 is popped down the right field line. It's trouble. It's down. Patty Gasso will hold Agbayani at third. And Sid Sanders dumps one into right field. And the Sooners have runners at the corners with only 1 out and Cassidy Pickering coming to the plate.
This is going to be a little bit of a challenge for these hitters. She's not throwing with a ton of velocity, so you've got to be patient in the box and let the ball travel deeper in the zone than you're typically used to.
And there's just, I mean, let's be honest, it's nothing negative. There's just not a lot on Cole throughout her career. In 2 years, this is only her 7th appearance.
Yeah.
First and third for Pickering. Let's see if Sanders is on the go. She is. The throw down will be cut off.
And there's typically a lot of prep work that JT puts into it based off of film and stats and just scouting. But like you said, there's not a ton on Emily Cole.
Maybe, potentially, as Pickering waits on the 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Misses low. Maybe in the eyes of their second-year head coach, Morgan Zirkle, she's trying out a theory that we have seen. Start a pitcher that doesn't have a lot of innings. See if maybe you can keep the Sooners off balance for an inning or 2. Fly to right field. Should be deep enough to get Agbayani home. The catch is made, and Ailana will cross home plate. As it's cut off, and the Sooners have tied this game at 1 on a sac fly RBI by Cassidy Pickering. For Cassidy, chalk up her 19th run batted in on the season. That currently leads the Sooners. And how about that? We're knotted up in 1. Now let's see what Nellie McEnroe Marinas can do with 2. 1-1 game, bottom of the first. First of 2 today for the Sooners. Here's Nellie. Had a nice weekend last weekend for the Sooners, especially on Monday. Boy, she wanted on that first off speed and takes the ball. I'm curious not only to talk about Ella as the broadcast goes on, but how you would deal with some of the off speeds that the Sooners have been facing so far this year. The 1-0 misses low and in.
Yeah, it's tough. I've seen a lot of off speeds, I feel like, this season. A lot of pitchers are not afraid to throw that in any count. And I think that's a tough adjustment. You used to see some teams kind of sit on a change and choose that pitch as the only pitch that they're going to attack.
2-0 is low, ball 3.
But I feel like so many pitchers are comfortable throwing it in any count. They'll throw it in a 3-2 count. And you've got to be able to hit it, so you've got to be able to identify it.
1-1 game. Sanders at second. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's in for a strike. I mean, I usually can sneak a look at the miles per hour. I'll go during the break and I'll ask him.
We've got to track down Lexi's number. Ryan.
Mondrasic is over there. Ground ball through the left side into left field. Patty Gasso will hold. Sid Sanders at third. The ball was bobbled out there by Leslie. But Patty Gasso taking no risks. With runners at the corners now, another first and third opportunity, and Abby Dayton coming to the plate. Sooners are swinging hard. Second hit of the game. And Nelly put it in the perfect spot. Now, we were searching to see who was on the radar gun. I'll try to get some numbers on Cole as Abby Dayton digs in. She's hit the ball hard. 350 average. 17 runs. First one a little bit in. I like her.
I like her a lot. I think she's got a lot of different tools in her toolbox.
Good personality, funny, fiery for the Utah transfer. She showed bunt off to second, goes Morenas. Now she's in the rundown. They tag her out before Sanders can score. Really good, effective job of defending the double steal by Paige Simpson at short and Abby Darnley behind the plate. They didn't throw through the first time, they did the second, and Sanders unable to get to the bag before.
Forgettable entertainment.
It's gotta be Riverwind.
Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. We're at Love's Field on a Friday afternoon for some Oklahoma Sooner softball. Our producer is CJ Craig back in the franchise studios. Oklahoma's tied up with Marshall at 1 apiece as we head to the second. Paige Simpson, who made the nice chase and tag to end the last half inning, leads off and takes the first pitch low and in.
It's a really good play for her to just receive that ball and chase after Nelly, because she did it just in time to make sure Sydney wasn't even a question.
1-0 popped out of the mid of Emmerling. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, Bella Smith has been so good for the Sooners this year, and honestly, to kind of see the way the first inning ended, earliest adversity we've seen her face popped up on the 2-0 pitch right to Sanders over at first base. 1 away. Keisha Parks, the center fielder. So the challenge of that double steal, you could not probably defend it any better. Maybe for Nelly, stop a little sooner.
Oh, yeah, that's
if the only thing you want to nitpick about it, I guess.
That's part of the play.
Right.
Coach Gasso runs first and third plays all day long at practice.
Swing and a miss, strike one.
And that is part of it. Your job in that moment is to draw the throw, as she did, but she was just entirely too close to the play, giving herself no time to cause a rundown and give Sydney some time to score.
0-1 pitch is low.
Especially with 2 outs, all they have to do is make you their main focus, and if you're close enough, I mean, it doesn't matter.
First earned runs, by the way, Bella Smith has given up this year in the top half of the first inning. 18 2/3 of scoreless Sooner innings. That ball's hit a ton to center field. Dayton on the run makes the catch just short of the warning, or just short of the wall on the warning track. Wow, Keisha Parks gave it a ride, 2 away. There's Chandler Hoskins.
The balls are coming off the bat so hard, and then I feel like they're just kind of carrying out in the outfield, giving the outfielders ample time to get underneath it, track it down.
I can't even begin to try to tell here. I'm just telling you guys right now, like, this is going to be a routine flyout.
Yeah.
As Pickering is under it, makes the catch, and that'll do it for Marshall. Even though they hit 2 really hard balls, their inning comes to a scoreless end. We head to the second in the Omni Hotel, Oklahoma City, OKC. And Abby Dayton was at the plate when Nelly McEnroe Morenas was caught stealing home. Is that right? No, pardon me. Nelly McEnroe-Marinez was caught stealing between first and second, and Sid Sanders couldn't get home. I mean, that was literally half inning ago. I don't know how I could even botch those details. Here's the first pitch to Dayton. It's in for a strike.
I know they're going to be practicing that play like crazy next week.
They've been incredibly effective at it. I think that's, help me out here for the diehards. I think that's the first time I've seen it not work this year, in the very least, picking up a stolen base of second as the 0-1 misses high.
Yeah. I mean, I think the aggressiveness, Marshall has shown up today. I think they are being very aggressive. They're playing like they have nothing to lose, and she received that ball and just went after her.
Didn't even look at home plate. Dayton turns on one down the right field line, hooking foul. Bella Smith had not given up a run in 18 2/3 in a Sooner uniform.
That's really good.
Has the perfect game against Cal Baptist. That was an incredible performance. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Dayton. Turns on it towards first. Nice play by Lucas. One away. And here's the freshman, Sid Barker. Boy, to come into this program and to, well, obviously, first of all, to know the hole that was left with the graduating class that moved on, and this being your first year in the SEC. And it really says something when you're able to shoot up the depth chart as quickly as Sid Barker has. Good eye. Takes the first pitch low for the right-handed hitting freshman.
I think Coach Gasso is really good about giving everybody opportunity. I think you've just got to do something with it, and she really has.
Takes that pitch high. There's a word that we hear a lot because, you know, you don't see Tia Malloy in the starting lineup, and I think for some fans you feel some kind of way, but matchups is a term that they use a lot, and they're looking for the best matchups for these freshmen, and obviously an opportunity here for Barker as she pops this one up. Easy play on the infield. 2 away.
Gonna have to keep the ball out of the air.
How do you attack that off speed like that?
You've just got to be patient. You've got to see it travel late in the zone and almost work opposite field. Got to see it off the end of the bat and let it travel deep in the zone, because you can't practice the same timing as you would with a pitcher that has good velocity.
Bella Emmerling, the Sooner catcher, digs in and is way in front of the first pitch for a strike from Cole. It's been a bit of a struggle for Bella. Had an 0 for 13 slump that she busted out of with a home run. 0-1 in the dirt. Boy, when she hits it, Isabella Emmerling, she hits it hard. Has a presence about her, too. I think it's a good way to put it. She's got that, you know, she's in the room kind of energy. 1-1, who she had to cut and fouled it back. And I think this team needs someone like her. So would love to see her get it going here.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot to offer. I just want her to succeed in the box, because I feel like that just gives you extra confidence. I think she's doing a great job behind the plate. I think she can take command of this team. I think people look to her as a leader. But I think she needs that little extra bit of confidence from the batter's box.
Sky to shallow center field. Ulrich will make the catch, and boy, a very quiet second inning. The Sooners are struggling with the off speed. And as we head to the third, we're knotted up at 1. You're listening to Sooner Softball, as always, presented by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. And today's game is presented 1-1 game for the Sooners as we head to the third inning, along with Destiny McElroy. I'm Chris Plank. Oh, we always love to hear where you're listening from on the Sooner Radio Network. Our third inning shout-outs presented by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Let us know where you're listening from at OU on the Air. That's on X, at OU on the Air. First pitch to Haley Atkins is a little bit out. Sooners just had a rough bottom half of the second inning. See if they can't get a little momentum defensively and out of the circle. Line down the right field line. Foul. Adkins got a piece of it, ripped it down that right field line, but it was fouled.
Yeah, they are not afraid to be aggressive today. They're swinging at any good pitch that they get. They're swinging hard.
They lost to Kansas 10-2 in the game prior to this one. That's bounced to the right side. Agbayani, wild hop, makes the play, throws to first. One away. Good to see Kevin from Topeka is tuned in. Oh, we're on the TV side today. I keep forgetting about that. Lori and Phyllis in Barnstable. Kayla's in Hereford, Texas. Nate's out running errands. Miss Jane Jetson down in Dallas. Here's the first pitch to Ulrich. Base hit. I mean, she just rips one the other way through the left side. And Marshall is bringing the wood here early. That's their third hit.
Now batting the left fielder, number 98, Hyman Leslie.
I think they were pretty humbled by Kansas in that first game. A little tighter than maybe a run rule score might indicate. I know that sounds absolutely insane to say. I know that sounds insane to say, but just hear me out. It was actually a close game whenever Kansas went nuts, and it didn't take much. The 1-0 is a little bit up. You know what would help the Sooners out here quite a bit? Destiny McElroy.
What is it?
It's a good old-fashioned 6-4-3 double play.
Yeah.
Garcia well towards the line here. Oh, this will be sky to center field. Pretty deep, but obviously the wind's just playing havoc with everything out there in right field, or center field, right field, and left field. 2 away. It does, though, kind of show you the high level of expectations that you have of Sooner pitching.
Yeah.
Whenever Marshall has 3 hits in a run in 3 innings, and you kind of throw your hands up, you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong with
They're hitting the
Bella?
ball.
She gave up a run, which she hadn't done so far this year. That slide right to Nelly, who makes the play, and the Sooners are out of it in the third. No runs on a hit. Strand a runner. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Sooners knotted up at 1. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops. And today's game sponsor is Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits on the air. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. 1-1 game as we head to the bottom of the third inning in the Omni Classic. And here's the freshman, Gabby Garcia. First pitch to the Sooner freshman shortstop is a bunt, and it's a beauty. No play will be made as Garcia beats out whatever might have happened at first base. It'll be an infield single for the freshman, and by any means, Destiny to get the offense going.
Yeah, I think that was a very perfectly placed bunt, and to get the momentum going and to get herself on base, she kind of snuck it in there. She kind of crossed over and slightly stuck the bat out there and just killed the ball, put that ball in no man's land, and she's quick.
Agbayani walks, scored a run, lays down another bunt. That one rolls foul.
And I like what they're doing here, trying to just apply some pressure to the defense. If it's not going to be the long ball, if they're hitting too many pop-ups, you've got to see an adjustment, and I think that's what we're seeing here.
Deb and Dan are tuned in from their cabana in Maysville, and the shout out, the check-in right before that was, "Hey Homer, Johnny Rod listening in at work." Busted. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled back. You might ask yourself, Gabby Garcia at first base, what kind of threat is she? Well, she's only stolen 1 base so far this season, but there isn't a single player on this roster that isn't capable of stealing a bag. 0-2, though, you won't see it here as Agbayani rips it back up the middle, a base hit. Garcia moves up to second, Agbayani at first. And all the Sooners needed were a few shout-outs to get things going here. Best threat of the game, what's the adjustment you've seen?
I think even just on that pitch alone, you saw the timing change. She kind of dragged her bat just a little bit, but she saw it coming in a lot slower than they're used to, and she tried to adjust on her timing. She tried to let that ball get a little bit deeper in the zone, send it right back up the middle, rather than letting it go a little too deep, sending it to the right side of the field, left side of the field.
Parker bounces one back up the middle, cut off at second to short for one, but Parker will beat it out. Good speed by Ella Parker gives the Sooners another first and third situation. Pretty good turn by Ulrich at second, and then Simpson covering the bag from short. So first and third now with one out. Fielder's choice 0 for 2 day for Ella Parker. Well, these are moments here this first couple of weekends where Sid Sanders has done something to blow a game open. And she pops the first pitch up that she sees. All kinds of trouble, battling everything, the wind. TT makes a nice catch, and there's now 2 away. Might have spoke too soon. Maybe they were done with the shout-outs. Pam's in Porter Hill. Les is out in Hayes, Kansas. How about at JSC Flight listening in from West Virginia to follow the Marshall Thundering Herd? We appreciate it. Pickering, last time up, flied out to right field, but drove in a run. She loops this one into right field. It's a base hit. The Sooners will take the lead as Garcia scores. Parker off to third. It's 2-1 Sooners. Second RBI of the game for Pickering. Just a matter of time for Cassidy Pickering to get it going. Just a matter of time. And she's been one of the hottest Sooners over the last 3 weeks. And she's given the Sooners the lead on what else but a clutch 2-out RBI single. Here's Nelly. Oh, Nelly had dirt fly into her eye right before first pitch. Or the first pitch, excuse me. This might take a moment. See if we need to get Mara Dickman, athletic trainer to the Stars. No, we're good.
Lots of first and third opportunities this inning.
What do you do here with 2 outs? You try to run it back, try to see if you can steal one?
I mean, she tried that, wasn't successful. I think you've got to.
There we go. Pickering is walking down to second base. Marshall will not bite this time.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to do what you can to get them both in scoring position and just hope that Nelly can be clutch, have a timely hit here.
Here comes the 0-1. Ball in a strike. Good to see some new faces. Eric is in Springdale, Arkansas on the Cherokee Turnpike. I hope you're listening, not watching, Eric. Especially if you're driving. That's dangerous, buddy. Nelly takes it in the dirt. Parker thought about it. Didn't escape too terribly far away to open anything up. It was at least within reach for Darnley. Nelly digs back in. Pickering at second, Parker at third. 2-1 Sooners, bottom of the third. The pitch grounded down the third baseline. It hits the bag. It's fair. Parker scores. Pickering scores. Off to second goes Nelly Macaroni-Morenas. Another 2-out RBI. And the captain is starting to get hot. It's 4-1 Sooners. Good piece of hitting there from Nelly.
Really good piece of hitting. Good pitch selection. I think they're going to question here if that was a foul ball. I mean, I saw TT over at third base, behind third base, and she made contact with that ball before it went foul.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, and I know our stream has replays, we don't have a replay monitor. So I would like to publicly apologize to everyone here at Loves Field that turns around and
looks at us.
With the naked eye, I couldn't really tell. But at the very least, the home plate umpire was out making the call pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. And as we've learned, down that line can be a little bit tricky. You had the Ella Parker play in left field against Bowling Green. That was, well, Ella Parker was the hitter. And, you know, it kind of looked like it was fair by where the outfielder touched the ball. Here, we're actually getting the replay on the big screen here at Loves. This is one of the cool things about the SEC. It looks like a fair ball. It looks like it went right over the bag. Yeah.
Fair ball.
Fair ball. At first, I thought he said back to first, and I was about ready to lose my mind. Thank you, Destiny. Our reviews, as always, are brought to you by Noble McIntyre and McIntyre Law, the law firm you should turn to for all your personal injury needs. 4-1 Sooners on a 2-run double by Nelly McEnroe-Morenas that hit the bag and just stayed fair. Abby Dayton hit the ball hard her last time up, so of course she lays down a beautiful ball. No defense could stop that anywhere. And she's off to second while nobody pays attention. Second and third, 2 away.
I love that. Just Abigail Dayton, I feel like she's so good. She has so much to offer, and she's kind of under the radar a little bit. But that was a perfectly placed bunt, smart base running.
Well, it sets up a situation where you need another 2-out bat. Sid Barker wanted to, thought about it, took it for ball 1. These third innings have been solid. So much excitement. We got more of your shout-outs to get to, but what a pressure-packed run by this Sooner offensive attack as the 0-1 misses out. This is manufacturing a run and then just putting the pressure on and everything that you do. Taking an extra base, putting the ball in play. The 1-1 pitch to Barker. Hitter, bases loaded. And Bella Emmerling.
It's a good opportunity for her.
She's the 9th batter to step to the plate this weekend. I mean, you would think maybe a good opportunity to go out here and try to calm down your youngster. Emily Cole hasn't pitched a lot. They're going to let her ride it. 7 hits now for the Sooners. First pitch to Emmerling is a little bit low, ball 1. I know the season average is what it is for Bella Emmerling. Hitting 500 this year, which is loaded. And the 1-0 pitch is outside 2-1.
It's pretty good. I think with a pitcher like Emily Cole, I mean, her goal right now is to just keep the ball down in the zone, but it's tough without a lot of velocity.
Right. 2-0. Popped up. Foul territory, giving chase and making the play to end the inning is Lucas right in front of the Marshall dugout. The damage is done, though. Oklahoma sends 10 batters to the plate, and they take control as we head to the 4th. It's Oklahoma 4, Marshall 1. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway, and today's game sponsor.
Close to everything. Heritage Hall School, Chisholm Point Community, a Case & Associates property.
Third has given the Sooners a 4-1 lead. Marshall heads to the plate. Game 1 of the Omni Classic. Tia Titi, their third baseman, Abby Darnley, and Paige Simpson. Boy, you love to see all the check-ins where you guys are listening from. Amazing the global reach of the Sooner softball program as the first pitch to Titi is in for a strike. We had Randy and Auckland, New Zealand. There was Del Playa. And then there's Lufkin and Lawton. That's where Jeffrey and Pam are listening from, is the 0-1 pitch is grounded foul too. Jeffrey Johnson and Lawton. Pam out in Texas. And then you hear, oh, I'm listening on the beach. Like Eric and Larissa. Melanie and Brent up in Seattle. Thank you. Steve in Kentucky. Parker is watching in Moore. And Sean in Wichita with his family. An 0-2 count. Low to T. Has the RBI single in the first inning, and she was fired up when she came off the field, and understandably so. Here's the 1-2. She turned on that and powered it foul down the left field line. Always good to see, though. Sometimes people will check in so early, I'll lose track of it. I'm just being honest with you. The Corcoran family.
We missed the whole third inning. That was too exciting.
There was too much going on. Aaron's in Germany, speaking of being all over the place. The 1-2 pitch is pop foul. Traylon DeCur out in Moore, Ronnie and Lawton. Ooh, April. April checked in to say, I'm watching the team while prepping taxes in Yukon. Ooh. T's and P's, April. Thoughts and prayers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Tia. Plenty of time on the action clock here. The Sooners are good. The pitch bounced towards the left side. Nice job by Nelly. Backed up on it, throws a laser, and there's one away. That's a tough call, isn't it? Those between hops on the infield.
No, she did a really good job reading that, understanding that take the deeper hop, not a ton of speed that you have to work with. You have the time to take that step back, read it correctly, set yourself up, and have a good throw.
That'll bring Abby Darnley, the catcher, to the plate. Darnley takes the first pitch for a ball. I do not know where that missed. That looked like a pretty good pitch. 0 for 1, grounded out to short. Did Darnley to end that first inning threat. 3.03 average for the Marshall catcher, and she likes Gabby Garcia today. Grounded to short, Garcia throws, and there's 2 away. One thing I notice about Garcia, Destiny, is even when she's throwing a little bit across her body or a little off balance like she was there, it's still on target. It's still a laser.
She's got a good sidearm, running through the ball type of,
I don't know. It's almost like it's in her DNA. Like her mom might be a Hall of Fame shortstop or something. I don't know. 2 away for Paige Simpson, and time is called. I think that was on Bella Smith. It kind of tapped at her chest. She's ready to go. Now, I guess they're having some issues with the pitch watch. So, our home plate umpire, Bobby DeMayo, is going to allow Emmerling to go out and chat and kind of figure this out. Speaking of that, we got our umpires today. Bobby DeMayo is over at first, behind home plate. Ronald Burkhart is at first, and Hayes Lesher. I was talking to Ronald, I believe. No, maybe it was Hayes. I think it was, I was talking to Hayes out in the parking lot before the game. Kind of learning about the assignments as OU enters the SEC as the first pitch is high to Paige Simpson. We've got names that we've seen calling games for the better part of the last ever in the Big 12 and the Big 8 before that. Whole new batch of umps. And some familiar faces. 1-0 pitch misses. 2 balls and no strikes. I'm just asking questions, Destiny, so I can get learned up and shared with the people. Jen Rocha is going to take a moment to talk to Bella Smith here. And, for the listeners on the Sooner Radio Network, it just seems off ever since Paige Simpson's at-bat, ever since she walked in there. Got one time, then had a watch issue. I don't know. Just seems like everything's a little bit...
Something's going on out there.
In a kerfuffle, if you will.
I think it's so crazy how technology has affected gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pitch calling, clock, like the sport has just grown tremendously.
Sooner softball is presented in part by Sonic. Swing by your local Sonic to try the Bacon Deluxe Sonic Smashers. Live free. Eat Bacon Deluxe Sonic Smashers. Sounds pretty good right now. And Bedlam lives on. Sooners in Oklahoma State, April 9th in Oklahoma City at Devon Park. Don't miss it. Brought to you by the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. Proud to be the title sponsor of the Bedlam Series. And was talking to our buddy Toby Baldwin before the game. Tickets available for the 2 games in Oklahoma City, including that 1-2-0 pitch is popped up behind home plate. Is there room for Bella? No. Self-defense mode in the stands at Loves Field. No attempt at making a play on the ball, purely self-defense. I respect it.
The fans they get after it here.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
I love the fans.
Are you supposed to be making a play on that?
Yes.
Are you in self-preservation?
No, you've got to make a play. You got to make a play. Bring your gloves.
Paige Simpson now, 2-1 count. Bella Smith brings it home. That looked like a pretty good spot. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simpson up to 379 on the season. A 400 hitter with 2 outs. 4-1 Sooners. Top of the 4th. Here's the 2-2. That's a little bit too high. Full count. That wind is whipping. On the left field wall, Old Glory and State of Oklahoma flag blowing dead west. 3-2. Ball 4. In a game of firsts,
she's got to be able to finish that. Close out the inning.
In a game of firsts, Bella Smith gives up her first run in a Sooner uniform. That came in the first inning. It's even more incredible to me is that is just for her the second walk she has given up. Keisha Parks takes the first pitch high. She walked 1 batter in 4 1/3 in the Sunday nail biter against Long Beach State. That's the first batter she's walked in her last 8 2/3. Bounced foul at the plate.
With 22 strikeouts, that's a really good ratio.
But you're right, and I think she would tell you the same thing.
Time matters.
That's a batter you got to get.
Yeah.
A 1-ball, 1-strike count to Parks. A 233 hitter. She's 0 for 1 on the day. Now ball back up the middle. Past a diving Agbayani into center field. On her way to third is Simpson. And a 2-out rally here for Marshall. And I don't know what it was. Something happened just as Paige Simpson stepped to the plate, and we had 2 times now when Bella called timeout. You had Coach Rocha make her way to the circle, and a rare walk, just the second of the season, and a hard hit ball. Here's the freshman right fielder, Chandler Hoskins. Good start, first pitch in for a strike.
Saw Coach Gasso make a little bit of a shift too with Garcia. Agbayani was covering second base originally, and then she had Garcia kind of shift over a little bit for her to take second base. So Agbayani was kind of in no man's land compared to where that ball went.
0-1, called strike 2. Good crowd on a Friday afternoon. OU Kansas still to come. 4-1 Sooners. 2 outs, top of the 4th. The 0-2 pitch. Got her swing. Inning over. That is the first strikeout of the game for Bella Smith at a moment when Oklahoma needed it. Tinker Federal Credit Union strikeouts all season long. TFCU for you in life and money. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sooners will look to add to their 4-1 lead. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Land and Sooner Game Day delivered by DoorDash.
starter for the Sooners. The bottom of the third inning will lead things off in the bottom of the fourth. Gabby Garcia digs in. Oklahoma up 4-1. Sooner softball presented by Love's Travel Stops. First pitch to Garcia is a little bit up, ball one. And today's game is presented by the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. I'll tell you what, man, this has been a great partnership between Omni and Sooner softball, as the 1-0 pitch to Garcia is in for strike one. Garcia singled and scored a run in the third inning. First run of the game for the Sooners. Yeah, the Omni Classics back in the days when Destiny Martinez was running around out there.
I will say the Omni has my favorite steakhouse.
Oh, yeah. One pitch is just money fun.
Have you been to Bob's?
No, I've been around it, so I can smell the goodness.
Oh,
that sounds
best
creepy,
steakhouse.
but I think you guys know what I'm saying. The smells are amazing. Had a couple championship celebrations at the Omni. They are incredible hosts. The teams during the Women's College World Series. The 1-2 pitch to Garcia is a little bit up. It also, as a legend and lore tells you, staying at the Omni is the reward for having a solid performance during the conference season. In other words, 2-2 pitch. There's another one from Gabby Garcia. Smokes it right back up the middle. It's a 2-hit day for the freshman. If you're the Big 12 champ, that's where the 1 seed got to play.
Yeah.
Or stay, excuse me. Well, it'd be something if they were playing. All right, we're going to have a pitching change, it looks like, here. In case you can't tell, Destiny McElroy, Chris Plank, big fans of the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel.
The massage place there? Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to get carried away on the Omni.
We got a first pitching change as Marshall's going to go to the pin here. Our pitching changes are brought to you, as always, by Love's Travel Stops. New pitcher is the senior Lindsey Hinson. We'll tell you more about the new pitcher for Marshall when we come back. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Sooners up 4-1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Oklahoma, it's time to own a new Ram truck that works as hard as you do. During Ram Truck Month here at Seth Wadley Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Pauls Valley. Just for Truck Month, you can take $12,800 off MSRP on a new Ram 1500 Bighorn Night Edition. Or take $13,000 off MSRP on a new powerful 2024 Ram 2500 Bighorn Powerhouse with many to choose from. And there's more value in the world-class service and easy financing to make sure you get on that country road quicker than a jackrabbit. Oh, and if you have any challenges, just ask for me, Joseph Dabrowski, General Manager, to help with any bumps on the road you might have. And there's no better value than Seth spending over $21 million and counting on a promise. Tell him, Seth.
That's my promise of oil changes and engines for life on newer used gas or diesel at no additional cost to you.
Truck Month is going to end soon, so head on down to Seth Wadley Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, I-35 exit 72 in Pauls Valley, or click on SethWadleyDodge.com.
New 2025 1500 Ram Bighorn Crew D565 331, 2024 Ram 2500 D131 392.
Lindsey Hinson out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, is the new pitcher. Started her career at Drury University. Also was at Jones College. Made 4 appearances for the Herd with 5 more games at the plate. That was last season. And this year, making just her second appearance. And the Marshall lost to Missouri back on February 7th. They lost 9-1. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Now being called upon to try to slow down the Sooner attack. And it's to the top of the lineup for the Sooners and Ilana Agbayani. With Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. 4-1 Sooners, bottom of the 4th inning. Pitching changes brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Gabby Garcia at first after her leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th. She led off the 3rd with a single, and the Sooners batted around and put 3 on the board. Patience. Oh, time is called before you can even get a pitch called for Hinson. she's ready now. Everyone digs in. First pitch, bunt shown, a little bit out. 2 a day so far for, 2 times she's reached base. Walked in the first, singled in the third, a stolen base and a run scored for Agbayani. Hinson has taken a long time to get the call. Spins the ball in her glove with 3 on the action clock. Misses low, 2-0. That has got to be somewhat enraging whenever you're in the box and waiting and waiting and waiting.
I mean, she's very slow and thorough through the windup and everything.
There seems to be a pitch watch issue here. I'm not the smartest man. Maybe that was the issue that Bella Smith was having too. And I'm not going to lie, maybe, I don't know if they work off a Wi-Fi signal or Bluetooth, or I don't know what the technology truly is, but
I just think it's crazy that that's where our game is at right now. We've got umpires with clocks that connect to the scoreboard, that we have to monitor, and it's crazy.
I don't know if they're going to charge her a circle visit here, but I think what happened was that Morgan Zirkle got out there and said, I need to talk to her more. And because our home plate umpire went and wrote down in his notebook, so it wouldn't surprise me if it started as a, hey, let's see what's going on with the pitch watch, and became, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Especially having fallen behind 2-0 in the first batter she's faced. And again, not the most velocity that the Sooners have faced. All right, here we go. Everything seems to be working fine communication-wise now. Let's see if Garcia could be on the move here. The 2-0 pitch, she isn't. That's some juice. Caught the outside corner, strike 1. Eight hits for the Sooners. Runners going, hit and run, high chopper. It's going to be tough at first. They get Agbayani. Garcia advances to second. Nice job at third, as has been the case pretty much all afternoon long from Tia Titi.
Now batting the right fielder, number 5.
It's good placement by Agbayani, just a little too hard, a little too much on that hit.
Parker's 0 for 2. Has scored a run, though. First pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. Lined out to left field on a ball that scorched. And then reached on that fielder's choice in the third. Showcased some of that speed. There's 6 stolen bases. Garcia at second. That pitch is up high. I will say this for Hinson. It kind of seems like when she wants to bring it, kind of seems like she's got some juice.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because I don't feel like there's a lot of urgency or a lot of speed through the windup, and then it just kind of releases out of her hand sometimes with some speed.
Yeah, that 2-0 pitch misses low, ball 3. A little bit frustrated there, you can see from Hinson. Everybody moves back a skosh now on the Marshall defense in the infield. 3 seconds on the action clock, a 3-0 count, just gets it off, and there's ball 4. Ella Parker took a second, made sure that Bobby DeMaio, our home plate umpire, had called ball 4. He did. And for Ella Parker on the season, chalk up her 14th walk.
Number 1, Sydney Sanders.
That's crazy. With the batting average.
Yeah, hovering around 600.
610, yeah.
Sid Sanders is 1 for 2. There's a ball off the catcher's mitt. Good timing by Garcia, who takes third. It just for a moment looked like Darnley might have got crossed up a little bit, might have. But it was right off from Minton to the backstop. Everybody moves up 60. Garcia's now at third. Parker's at second. Sanders is 1 for 2 on the day. 1-0. A little bit up. Sooners have done it more with the bats.
Sanders has got to see top half of the ball here. She's got to keep it out of the air. Lots of pop flies today. 8
hits to just 2 walks. Good point. She takes the 2-0 pitch. That was just a little low, ball 3. We saw a 3-0 swing here on Sunday or Monday by Ella Park. Maybe it was Monday. Pitch. That's called strike right on the top edge. Parker at second. Garcia at third. Add Sanders to first. The walk. Well, here's a chance to just put this thing absolutely out of reach. And there's only 1 out. Marshall came off a run rule loss to Kansas. And I said a game that was a little bit tighter than a run rule might indicate. Marshall led this game 2-1 heading into the 4th. Into the 5th, Kansas's lead was only 3-2. First pitch to Pickering is in for a strike. KU exploded for 5 in the bottom of the 6th to end it, but
they held on.
They're fighting all the way almost to the end was Marshall. So they've brought it here in game 2. Bases loaded. Pickering's 1 for 2. The pitch, a little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I think this is a good strategy for Zirkle to have these pitchers throw today. We do play them again tomorrow. I think everybody with Marshall is getting a good feel for OU offense. They're pitching.
Ball 2. Let me correct that. Scoreboard is wrong. I looked up. 1 for 1 for Pickering. That first plate appearance was a sac fly RBI. So 1 for 1 with 2 RBI, stolen base and a run scored. She can add to that here. She'll take ball 3 high. Very least she can add an RBI with a walk. Three-one count. Nowhere to put her. The pitch. Oh, called strike 2, and that was for Pickering. A moment where she had tossed her bat, thought she was heading down to first base, and then patted to her chest and said, "My bad, Blue, my bad." Here we go. The pitch. Ripped down the first base line, foul. You saw chalk fly, but it was before the bag. You got a lot of good games going on in softball this weekend. Just saw where Texas Tech got upset by Idaho State.
Ooh.
How about that? Somebody had had enough. They said, "I'm making some noise. I'm yelling Boomer from the top of my lungs." 3-2 again to Pickering. That's ball 4. And the Sooners add to their lead on a bases loaded walk to Cassidy Pickering. It's now 5-1 Sooners.
I know they want to bust this thing open, but they've also got to be super smart in their pitch selection.
Here's Nellie McEnroe Marina's first pitch. Fouled it off.
It's a good swing.
She's 2 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first. Had the 2-run double. And the Sooners 3-run third. And as you mentioned, be smart here. Let's see if the captain can blow the lid off this thing. A little bit more breathing room on a Friday. The 0-1. There's that off speed that is just hard to lay off of. Nelly does, and it's right down the middle. 0-2.
We've got to figure out how to get the miles per hour in here.
All I want is a replay monitor and a radar gun.
I mean, she took a lot off of that.
The pitch, a little bit out, 1-2. This inning started with Gabby Garcia's leadoff single. After a ground out by Ogbayani advanced Garcia to second. Parker walked. Sanders walked. Pickering has walked. One-two here to Nelly. Off speed, a little bit low, 2-2. Remember how I said the Sooners were doing it more with the bats?
Yeah.
Well, they've stepped up in the walk category here this half inning. I feel like for both teams, though, about every ball has been a hard hit ball.
Yeah.
I feel like
you're right.
Matters are seeing it real well. It's a 2-foul. A couple of other scores brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Oklahoma State finally was able to beat Jordy Ball.
What was the final?
1-0.
Jordy threw the whole game?
Complete game, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. 2-2. Ripped to third, caught by TT. Parker dives back in ahead of the force out, and Tia immediately calls for the review. Now remember, Marshall has already had one. You only get 2. It's a 5-1 game. There we go. We're going to have a McIntyre Law review. I don't think Tia felt very confident. I think she does what every single player does when they get up after a close play. They go to their ears. And I think she had a moment where it was like, oh, they might really review this.
Yeah, but I also think she was kind of in shock that he said safe.
Right.
She was kind of like, wait.
Yeah,
replay that. I mean, from my view, I feel like
I thought she was toast from our perspective, but kind of the reaction, and maybe Tia's right here, kind of the reaction that she had afterwards.
I think she
Simpson
was sold on her being out.
Gotcha, okay.
And then was like, wait, hold on.
By the way, in that Oklahoma State 1-zip win over Nebraska today, Ruby Malin, outstanding. Complete game, 2-hitter, 9 strikeouts, walked just 1. That game's being played up in Wichita. This is that moment where somebody texts me that has been watching and tells me about something crazy that happened in that game. All right, here's the call. Oh, she is out. You were right. I think the shock over the safe call was exactly what TT was kind of questioning. And she's having a day, and the Sooners strand a golden opportunity to blow this game open, but they add another run. And as we head to the 5th inning, Oklahoma 5, Marshall 1. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
It's a new year, and
No, that's Seth Wadley, Chevy of Ada, 1301 North Broadway in the heart of Ada, or click adachevy.com. Chevrolet, let's drive together.
Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. Visit poweredbyokcareertech.com to begin your career development journey today. And Bob Moore Ford is proud to honor service members through the Patriot of the Game. To nominate a Patriot, visit bobmooreford.com/hero. Along with Destiny McElroy, I'm Chris Plank. 5-1, the Sooners lead it as we head to the 5th. In the Omni Classic, Sooners have had a couple opportunities to really blow the lid off this thing, and Marshall's making some plays.
Yeah, I think they're making plays, but we're making some base running errors. We've got to be better on the base paths.
Haley Atkins takes the first pitch for a strike.
I think their pitch selection has been good. Base running can use some work, and then just timely hitting.
Atkins, the DP, grounded out to second to start the 3rd. Takes the 0-1 pitch from Bella Smith. A little bit up. 1-1. LSU beat Utah earlier today. And Fullerton, ground ball right side. Oh, what a play by Sid off the sharp hop. Gloves it, snags it to the bag, 1 away. Adkins is 0 for 2. Here's the top of the lineup, and Brooklyn Ulrich. Now you had the Judy Garman Classic. I mean, LSU.
It's crazy that all these tournaments are going on. We're not there.
We're there. We're here. Right. It's a little different field for Oklahoma. LSU beat UCLA as the first pitch to Ulrich misses outside, and then turned around and lost to the host Fullerton late last night. Well, I say late last night. Late for me, okay? Here's the 1-0. Little bit of
good pitch.
LSU has Notre Dame for the second part of that Classic tonight, and then they'll wrap things up against Weber State. LSU doesn't start conference play until the 14th when they welcome Kentucky to Baton Rouge. 2-0 pitch misses, 3-0. It's just been a couple of hitters like this for Bella Smith where it kind of seems off. Here's the 3-1. Bounced foul. Not to continue this LSU schedule breakdown, but that second game today against Notre Dame is underway. They're up 8-0 in the bottom of the third.
Oh, wow.
Still to come this afternoon into the evening. Oklahoma State and Missouri will play up in Wichita. Big 12 versus SEC. Illinois and Arkansas. We'll see South Carolina here next week. South Carolina is ranked by some of the outlets. South Carolina's at Duke tonight. UCLA, Utah on an old, I say old, from last year, Pac-12 matchup. Here's the 3-1 to Ulrich. Check swing fouled off. Anytime we look at scores from across softball is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. 5-1 Sooners here, top of the fifth. One away. Bella Smith's worked from being behind 3 balls and no strikes to running the count full against Ulrich, who's 1 for 2. She singled the last time they faced in the third. Cold strike 3. Ulrich can't believe it. It's the second strikeout of the game for Bella Smith, the TFCU, Tinker Federal Credit Union strikeout. And there's 2 outs for Diamond Leslie.
Really good pitch. Perfectly placed on that outside corner to a lefty.
.357 average currently for Leslie, and she was way out in front of that. Strike 1.
I love how she took that momentum from that strikeout looking into this next pitch with that off speed to kind of keep the batter's energy kind of off.
No balls and a strike. The pitch from Bella is grounded to the left side, past to diving Nelly into left field. A 2-out single for Diamond Leslie. Chalk up hit number 5. A big, hearty welcome back and a hello to Tony. Mo Sooner checked in, said, after 2 weeks, I need a shout out from my wife. We're at MD Anderson Clinic. We're finally getting ready to head home. Boomer. Big time Boomer Sooner. Almost belted deep, but foul down the right field line and out of play. I was worried that as soon as we were going to give Tony the welcome back, Mo Sooner, that Riley Lucas would have hit a home run there.
We'll never do that again.
Great to hear, man. Prayers all around. Here's the 0-1. Missed a little bit up. So Kenneth Matthews is down in Allen, Texas today. Josh and Brandy out in Annapolis, Maryland. Tim's out in Section 8 tuned in today. I don't know where that missed ball that looked right on that outer edge to the left-handed hitting Lucas. Called ball 2. Lucas doubled in the first inning, scored the first run that gave Marshall the lead. She's hit the ball hard, lined out to third her last time up. Runner at first, 2 outs, a 2-1 pitch. Ball 3.
Seeing a little bit of a shift here. We got Nelly McEnroe Morenas kind of shifted towards that 5-6 hole, leaving the third baseline wide open. And they're painting the outside corner, so she's got to be able to be in range of that line.
There's ball 4. Couple of tight calls here. Didn't go Bella Smith's way. Well, and a team in Marshall who looked on the brink of maybe getting run ruled, or at the very least Oklahoma opening something up. Now suddenly the hottest hitting member of the Thundering Herd in Tia Titi steps to the plate with runners at first and second, and a chance to make this super interesting for Thundering Herd fans as the first pitch is in for a strike. And then we'd add to that, concerning for Oklahoma fans. A couple of tense games here at Love's Field over the last 5 days. Here's the 0-1. A little bit up. 1 ball and 1 strike. RBI single in the first, grounded out sharply to third in the fourth. Bats here with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Sooners, though, still leading 5-1. Good cut, fouled it back, 1-2. That wind, every so often, you look at the flags beyond the left field wall. It is just whipping. Actually had a flag in center field, too. Put one on top of the Love's Field scoreboard. 1-2 pitch. Tough call.
Doing a really good job with the framing, too.
2-2, as that just missed. She might have brought it up a little bit too quickly for Bobby DeMaio, our home plate umpire's liking. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah.
2-2. Bella popped up center field. Racing back is Dayton. She has time in room, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Dayton was pulled in quite a bit, chased it down in center field, and Oklahoma works around 2-out single and walk. Bella Smith has been effective. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Sooners can. 4 runs in this thing. It's 5-1 Sooners. You're listening to Sooner Softball from Learfield. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Sooners. A run on 5 hits for Marshall. And it's the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel that's bringing you this weekend's Omni U Classic. Perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. Abby Dayton will lead things off for the Sooners. First pitch, check swing, takes a strike. OU and Kansas scheduled for 4:15, so knock on wood, with an hour to go before that, looks like we're in good shape. Usually when you get into that range where it's 30 minutes before the next first pitch, chopper to short, going to be close at first. No, it won't. No throw. Simpson, I think, might have had it bobble a little bit in her hands, and that's all Abby Dayton needs, her second hit of the game.
I love that. I think she's really shown what she's capable of. She had a really nice placed bunt her last at bat. Perfectly placed slap. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to work that 5-6 hole, get a good chop, get a good bounce, and just beat it out. Set the table, set the tone, and build that momentum for your team.
Tia Malloy will be called upon to pinch it here for the Sooners.
Number 9, Tia Malloy.
She had a great weekend last week. The lefty digs in first pitch. She'll take it high for ball 1. Last week's win over Wichita State, she went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Extra base hit, a run scored. Hit a home run against Hofstra, as that one's fouled off. The Hofstra home run is one of those, a clap as a play was made in the stands by a fan. The Hofstra call is one that I wish I could have back, because I couldn't tell at first if it was the center fielder or the left fielder who the ball had gone off their glove as the 1-1 pitch misses low and away. And then it's one of those, when you watch it again, you're like, dummy, it's clearly.
You're in the moment. You've got adrenaline going.
Right.
You black out a little bit. It's fine.
What happened? I blacked out. 2-1 is in for a strike, 2-2. But the home run ended the game in walk-off run rule fashion. But it was still wild that if the Hofstra left fielder plays it like a fly ball to track, she might be okay. but that ball just popped right out of her glove and went over the fence. 2-2 to Malloy. No doubt about this one. Get out of the way. It'll leave a mark. A line shot from Tia Malloy. Gets out of Love's Field in a hurry. You blink, you missed it. It was a laser. 7-1 is Sooners on the freshmen's. Just absolute missile into right field. Her 4th home run of the season. And that one off the bat was trouble.
That was a shot. I mean, there was no question on that. And I think that is exactly what Coach Gasso wants to see out of Tia. It's no question that she should be in this lineup. She's got to prove that every single opportunity she gets in that batter's box.
We're going to get a pitching change. Maddie Veal will be called upon to take over for the Thundering Herd, the freshman, and this double check. I didn't have her on my list. I want to make sure we're not getting a career debut here from Maddie Veal before we grab our 60-second timeout. Freshman out of Newman, Georgia. 4th appearance. There you go. She's gone 3 total innings in her first 3 outings. 7 hits, 6 runs. 5 of those 6 runs earned. She'll be tasked with trying to slow down the Sooners when we come back in 60. It's a Love's Travel Stops pitching change. 7-1 Sooners. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
We are committed to helping you find a way to make that happen.
Clearsight.
Clearsight.
Clearsight.com.
Pitching changes brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. 7-1 Sooners. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tia Malloy cleared him with a homer. And now Bella Emmerling will take the first pitch for a strike. She's 0 for 1 on the day. As we mentioned before the break, 4th appearance of the season for Maddie Veal. Again, we have another concern over either the action clock or just the pitch watch. Veal, we mentioned, out of Newman, Georgia. 2 1/3 against Missouri. 4 hits, 3 runs. Ball now on a strike. 1 2/3 against Charleston. Threw only 7 pitches. 1-1 misses. 2-1. Like to see Emmerling hit something hard here for her sake. Takes that one up, full count.
8 pitchers on the staff.
Yeah, it's your boy did not do a good job of writing all 8 of them into my notebook. The 3-1 is ball 4.
I mean, we're going to see all 8 over the weekend.
It's a strategy that we've seen work.
Yeah.
Or at least delay the inevitable. Gabby Garcia is going to hit here, and Patty Gasso has the lineup card out. We're going to see Cheney Helton, the Coweta Tiger, coming in pinch run here. Were you with me this weekend when Helton ran through the stop sign at third?
I was, yes.
What a good kid.
And then she ran directly into the dugout.
Cheered for her teammate, then went straight to the dugout.
Didn't even look in the general direction of Coach Gasso.
Smart. Fast. Might be in this time of 40-yard dashes with the combine this week up in Indianapolis. Shout out to our man Travis that was tuned in at the combine. She might be the fastest Sooner. And she's off to second base. The throw was close. No, slid around it.
It's a little bit of a close play, but the slide saved her on that.
Slid right around it.
Yeah.
Garcia's 2 for 2. Cheney Helton continues to show why she's the first person off the bench when it comes to wanting some speed on the base paths. as the 1-0 misses high. 2 balls and no strikes to Garcia. Helton at second. Let's see, what are we up to this year on stolen bases now for Cheney Helton? That pitch missed. She's now 2 for 2, but has scored 3 runs. Garcia ahead of Maddie Veal here. 3 balls and no strikes. The pitch, that's in for a strike. What do you think of Maddie Veal's green glove? I kind of like it. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. With the white uniform?
Looks sharp. 3-1, ball 4. Sooners as a team have pounded out now 10 hits. Add that total of walks drawn for Oklahoma to 6.
16 base runners.
Here's Ogbayani. First pitch shows a bunt. Takes it high, ball 1. Walked, stole a base, and scored a run in the first. Singled in the third, was forced out at second. And then grounded out on a well-placed ball, but not well-placed enough on the left side. That was in the fourth. So a 1 for 2 day. And they did credit her with a stolen base. The Sooners have stolen 4 bases so far here today. Ball 3. Garcia at first, Cheney Helton at second. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That was up, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Ella Parker. And I think that's going to be it for Hinson. Well, hold up. Okay, she was waiting for the runner Helton to get to third. Would you say 8 different pitchers we've got stats on this year for Marshall?
Well, 8 listed.
A couple other on the
GMC, I-35 exit 72 in Pauls Valley, or click SethWadleyGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Iko Conway will be called upon here. What a spot for the freshman out of Haymart, Virginia, by way of Battlefield High School. Here's Ella Parker. Bases loaded, 7-1 Sooners. We're in the 5th. First pitch missed a little bit out. As we mentioned, not a lot of numbers or stats. This is her career debut. And what a moment against the 4-time defending champs, and the bases loaded with nobody out. Pitch to Parker is in for a strike, 1-1.
And Ella Parker in the box.
Did we mention someone that's hitting .581 and they're 0 for 2 on the day? Here comes the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. All 2 outside.
She can get herself out of this. That's a story to
What a
tell.
moment, right?
Yeah.
A potential confidence builder for her. And also in that for Morgan Zirkle to see her in these situations. Line drive foul down the left field line. The oohs and ahs are what you typically hear anytime that smooth left-handed swing of Ella Parker takes it the other way. Seven runs now on 10 hits for the Sooners. What was their number? 6 walks they had drawn to. 1 hit by pitch. Looking to end this thing with 1 in the gap. 2-2 pitch misses low. Full count. New to the sport. Up by 8 in the 5th or beyond. Ball game. Sooners have been proficient at that this year. Full count pitch to Parker, fouled it off. We're going to keep it here between games, so we'll have a lot of post-game from this. And you'll hear our full pregame interview with Coach Gasso from earlier today. Full count pitch to Ella Parker. Here it comes. Line drive deep to center field. Racing back, leaking and making the play is Leslie. Tagging from third and scoring is Cheney Helton. It's now 8-1, and that is the second laser that Ella Parker has hit to center field. And I do mean laser. It's a sac fly.
Parks out in center field really had to stay put for a second to see if that was going over her head or not. I mean, it was a laser line drive.
Do you want a fun stat from our buddy Jessica Boehm up in Ohio today? Tia's home run is not only the first home run by an OU pinch hitter this year, it's the first hit by an OU pinch hitter this year. Good stat, good note. Here's Corey Hicks. You're talking about opportunities to make a splash. Hicks has one here. First pitch is a strike. Looking for her first collegiate hit. Right-handed bat, powerful swing. 0-1 pitch. Hicks takes it in the dirt. Well, almost off to second for a moment was Gabby Garcia, and she thought better of it.
I don't know. I think she needed to be moving on that.
I would agree. The 1-1 pitch to Hicks. That's in the dirt, too. Now everybody's off as it skips away from Darnley. And the winning run is now 60 feet away for the Sooners. Game-ending run might be a better way to put it. Two balls and a strike. Here comes the pitch. A little bit low, ball 3.
Good pitch.
Marshall has drawn their infield in. So Lucas at first, Ulrich at second, Simpson at short. TT over at third are all on the baseline. They are in. They're coming home to try to keep this game going. Ball 4. Now at least they have the force play there. But the concern is the game ender.
Yeah. I think we all know what Pickering is capable of.
Cassidy Pickering. She's been the Grim Reaper for teams trying to stay in games in the 5th. And killed the hopes of Bowling Green with a home run on Monday in game 1, first pitch strike. Pickering already has 2 runs batted in today. She's 1 for 2. That pitch misses outside. A ball and a strike. Three runs batted in total for Pickering. That's foul down the left field line. Yeah, and I got to stop relying on the scoreboard for this. Every single time I look up there, don't trust my own book. Pickering's 1 for 1 with a walk and a sac fly RBI. That walk was a bases loaded walk in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch, headed home. Grounded to the right side and through into right field. Cassidy Pickering walks it off. And Oklahoma will beat Marshall in run rule fashion by a final score of 9-1. I mean, the bases were loaded, so obviously you had to pitch to Cassidy Pickering in that situation. But Destiny, what you wanted to see from this team, took them a while, a couple of innings, but a 3-run 3rd, and then they finish it with a 3-run 5th, and Oklahoma will win this game by a final score of 9-1. Make that a 4-run 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they did a good job. I think they finished it well. I don't know that Coach Gass is completely pleased. I feel like there were some running errors that we saw, just a little bit more runners that needed to be brought in. I think they've got to execute a little bit better, but I think for the final outcome, finishing that game in run rule fashion, I think is a good thing. And I think we saw some good hits. We saw some good at-bats. There are some little tweaks that we're going to have to keep working on throughout the weekend.
Absolutely. All right, well, we've got a full post-game show that will include a lead right in to the Oklahoma-Kansas game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a little bit of a Friday happy hour with Destiny and Plank, because the post-game show is coming up next. Then we're going to hear from Bella Smith. We're going to learn a little bit about Bella Smith between games, and if we have some time, we'll hear from Gabby Garcia as well after her big day. Oklahoma improves to 15-0 on the season. They run rule Marshall by a final score of 9-1. The Brahms post-game show is next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.